Detroit is changing from the old kind of city into a new kind, and this kind is one that people are going to get out on their 2 feet and 2 wheels a lot more often and be physically active.
Hey there, this is John with the Active Towns Culture of Activity channel, and I have here our final episode from CNU 24 in Detroit, Michigan. I had a chance to catch up with Victor Dover out on the Cut Greenway and asked him to give us a few thoughts about Detroit's turnaround and status as an emerging active town.
Back in the peak time of happy motoring 60 years ago, Detroit might have thought they needed wider and faster roads. But with their population loss has come a silver lining. They don't have the traffic problem that a lot of Sunbelt cities are choked with. They have plenty of room in these rights-of-way for great protected places to ride your bike, even if you're a little kid. They have plenty of room in these streets to downsize them, right-size them. The Cut, which used to be a rail line, is now a trail and greenway, a beautiful one. They're hosting events here. In fact, this morning there's a 10K. And you know, in an everyday way, this is used for transportation. It's also used just for exercise and for getting out of the bustle of the city. Detroit that they've inherited already has the basic ingredients of culture of physical activity, because not only do they have infrastructure like the old rail line they easily turned into the Cut Greenway, but they also have the phenomenal historic architecture that makes you want to walk down that street. They have the interconnected network of blocks and streets, at least in the core of town, which encourage you to walk instead of drive. So even in Detroit, the Motor City, they're learning to be a city that gets out on 2 wheels and 2 feet. Detroit is aspiring for sure, because they have grand plans for taking what they've already started with incredible projects like the Cut and executing them to transform from an old school city to a new one. And that new one is going to be a place with all kinds of ways to be physically active in your daily life, and not just for special events like the 10K, but for everyday transportation on 2 feet and 2 wheels. I would characterize Detroit as more than aspiring. They're doing it. They built this thing. This was done very rapidly, and they've expanded the Riverwalk phenomenally. They're installing bike infrastructure around the city, sometimes in quick and expedient ways and sometimes more elaborately. You're going to see Detroit change into one of those places where people with a choice choose to live here because they have what it takes to be physically active.
I absolutely agree. Personally, I had the opportunity to stay in Corktown, Detroit's oldest and, from what I've seen, most charming neighborhood. My hosts, a young entrepreneurial couple, work locally, have acted on expanding their real estate holdings, and are committed to living a car-free life using bicycles as their primary mode of transportation. It is my belief that Detroit has turned the corner, is recovering, and will emerge as a much stronger, healthier city as they leverage the beautiful historic buildings that remain and reclaim the overbuilt, motor vehicle-oriented infrastructure, transforming these wide roads into people-friendly streets, featuring generous buffered or parking-protected bike lanes and safe places to walk. Continued progress in the creation and maintenance of inviting, invigorating, and inclusive activity assets such as the Riverwalk, Cut Greenway, and the many revitalized parks throughout the city is essential. Thank you to the Congress for the New Urbanism for your support of the Active Towns Initiative, the City of Detroit for hosting us, Victor for your always insightful thoughts, and to all of you, our viewers, for joining us for this episode on the Culture of Activity channel. Until next time, this is John Simmerman signing off and wishing you much activity, health, and happiness. Cheers.